So, before I was 14, female by the way, I would beg my parents for the app Snapchat. They wouldn't let me get the app because they thought it was too dangerous and too easy to reach out to strangers, but they were kinda right, but I didn't know just yet what was gonna happen, so I kept begging and begging and begging, and about 5 days after my 14th birthday, they told me to go ahead and download the app. I did, and when I did, it automatically let me add all my contacts and Facebook friends. I started using it 24/7 that week. I would send my friends snaps of everything. Some of it was kind of funny. One of some guy in front of me bending over to pick something up and his pants were falling down. Others would just be me making funny faces or something. Anyways, about 4 months after downloading it, I would add random people off the quick add feature and make friends with random people. I actually met a lot of interesting people and got to hear what it was like living in another country than mine and other states. When it happened, I had about 2,000 people added on Snapchat, and like every 5 minutes I would get a snap from someone or a chat from someone. My phone actually let me see how many unopened snaps I had. It was literally around 300. One night, I'm up at 3 a.m. on a school night, trying to get to bed, but also looking at my phone over and over again. I check my phone and see someone has added me. Their username was just a bunch of numbers and letters. Looking back on it right now, that was sketchy as hell, but I added him back anyways. I ended up falling asleep right after checking my phone and seeing that he added me, and after adding him back. The next morning, I wake up and see that I've gotten another unopened snap. It was from the guy last night. I opened it up while walking to school and see what it is. It's just a black screen with a caption, "Hey." I immediately check the person's snap score. It was only 14, which means he must have just made this account or just never used a Snapchat. I send "hey" back and then starts my 4 months of talking to this guy. That isn't really important, but I will tell you what I found out about the person. He was a male and was 16. I found out which city he lives in and that his state isn't too far from mine. Eventually he introduces me to his friend Blake, who is 17 and turning 18 next fall. They say that they are gonna move in together in an apartment, which is highly unlikely because they both didn't have a job at the time. They invite me to move in with them, and since I was young, I just say yes. Also, just to remind you, I was about to turn 15, and I think everybody around that age tries making plans for when they're a quote grown up or something like that. Anyways, the first kid I met, we will call Kyle. He tells me that his family is making him go on vacation to the state I am currently living in. I get really excited and tell him we should meet up. Fast forward 3 or 4 more months and I'm currently 15 and my first year of high school just ended. I haven't talked to Kyle or Blake in a while. That's when I get a snap from him one night. He tells me if I remember the vacation he told me about. I tell him the truth and say, no, I forgot. He reminds me that he is going on a vacation with his family to my state. Then I remember. He tells me we should meet up. That's when I remember that me and my 2 other friends were going to watch a movie next weekend to kind of celebrate the end of our first year in high school. I ask him if he'll be in town Sunday and he says yes. I tell him if he can meet me at the particular movie theater and he says he will ask his mom. Fast forward again to the movie night. My friends, we will call Anna and Carrie, are coming with me to watch The Conjuring. Kyle snapped me saying he would be there an hour before I left. And when I get there, I'm super nervous, and Anna and Carrie keep teasing me, saying I am meeting my boyfriend. I walk in the crowded, somewhat small concession stand area of the theater, and there he is, a skinny, tall, black-haired 17-year-old wearing a leather jacket and black jeans. I get super nervous while getting my popcorn, and my friends keep trying to get me to talk to him. I tell him to shut up, and we buy our stuff. I ignore Kyle and just go and watch the movie, and I didn't really care for it. Afterwards, we go shopping in the mall that was across the street from the theater, and I got a snap from Kyle. Where the hell were you? I didn't see you anywhere, and my mom said she saw you come into the theater. I'm immediately weirded out by this and tell him the truth. I replied with, I'm so sorry, it's just, I got super bad anxiety. Maybe we can meet up another day. He gets super mad and says, wow, really? My mom drives me here 2 hours to this theater for my 17th birthday and I get treated like this? It's kind of weird because I thought his family was taking him on a road trip, but I guess he made that up. I just start to apologize and then I put my phone away and go shopping some more with Anna and Carrie. 4 months months later, beginning of sophomore year, I'm at my school's homecoming, watching my team kick ass in soccer, and Anna walks up to me. She tells me that we need a talk. I follow her to a less populated and less loud part of the school, and she tells me that she's been talking to someone off Snapchat too, and he said that he wanted to meet up with her that night. I immediately think that she is also talking to Kyle, but she says the person she was talking to was named Blake, and I remember that's Kyle's weird friend that wanted to move in with me. Now, it is like 9 p.m, so it's quite dark out, but not super dark. But anyways, I ask her how long has she been talking to Blake. Also, mind you, I haven't been talking to Kyle since the movie theater incident. She then says that they started talking around the same time I stopped talking to Kyle, around 4 months ago. Also, as a side note, I introduced Kyle to Anna the night before the movie theater incident. So anyways, there's this quick trip right across the street from my school, so close you might even be able to say is part of the school, and she tells me that is where, quote, Blake is at right now. I'm super suspicious at this point, and I'm beginning to think that Blake and Kyle are the same person. Anyways, we move through the huge crowd of kids, teachers, and band kids playing their instruments really loud and get to the fairly big quick trip, and inside it is flooded with a lot of kids from our school. It is really loud and we squeeze through everyone and eventually see our physics teacher. We have about a 5-minute talk with him, and while talking, I see over by one of the doors, it's Kyle. He is standing there by himself. He looks a lot more different though. He has gone emo and shaved a lot of his hair off. After Anna is done talking to the physics teacher, I tell her we gotta go, and again we squeeze through all of the kids and back to where Carrie was. She was getting ready for her cheerleading. I tell Anna I saw Kyle in the quick trip, and she says that she saw his mom on the way inside but didn't want to tell me. I ask her how she knows what his mom looks like, and she tells me she's seen a picture of her. We eventually decide just to block Kyle and Blake, both the accounts, then and there. Anyways, I had a great time at homecoming and even went to a wild party afterwards. Everyone was there, and the band kids were blasting their music and everything. It was probably one of the funnest times of my life. That's when Anna runs over to me. "He is here," she yells to me. I immediately know who she is talking about and run outside to the back with her. There were less people there. Remember, this house is huge and even has a pole in the back. She shows me what she is talking about. Blake, aka Kyle, sent her a snap of the inside of the house. He made a whole nother account just to send that to her. That's when I immediately ask her if she had her snap map on. She says, "Damn it, yes I do," and she turns it off. I tell her we should jump the fence and take the woods behind the house back to my place. She agrees and texts her parents and says that she's sleeping over at my house. When we get back to my place, we block all the accounts associated with Kyle. Also, he had a few other made-up friends that I didn't touch on this story, but they were basically just like Blake, just other fake people to make Kyle look more, I don't know, social. The next morning, he made 3 random accounts trying to contact us, but we just blocked them. After that, we went to bed again, then woke up in the middle of the day. We just decided to delete Snapchat and make new accounts. That day was the last time I ever heard from Kyle, my stalker for over a year. Kyle and your crazy mother, let's never meet again. This happened last year, when I was 15. Me and my friend, I'll call her Kate for the story, we were messing around in our neighborhood one day. We were on the side of the road playing around with sparklers and other stuff like that, and suddenly Kate said to turn around and look behind me. I did that, and when I looked at the home behind us, I saw someone looking at us through the window. I couldn't really tell what he looked like, so I just ignored it and turned around. A few minutes later, Kate said to look again. I did, but this time there was a woman with him at the window. They were just staring at us, and I began to feel uneasy, but again, I turned around and ignored them. As the sun went down, I walked back to my house, which was across the street, and Kate went to hers, which was a few blocks away. A couple hours later, at around 10 p.m., my phone lit up. I was watching Orange is the New Black, so at first I ignored it. Then I got another alert, so I picked up my phone and looked at the screen. My 2 alerts were from Snapchat. someone has added me, and their username was something like Jaden with a few numbers after it. And then they sent me a picture. I waited until the episode was over to open it. It was a black screen with a message saying hey. I ignored that message. Around 6 to 7 minutes later, I got another Snapchat from the same guy, and this time it was a black screen saying, why didn't you answer? Again, I ignored the snap and went back to Netflix. When my phone buzzed again, I didn't look at it. Throughout the episode, I got around 4 more alerts, which I all just ignored. Then I fell asleep. When I woke up the next morning, I had 11 alerts. Most of them were just black screens saying, why didn't you answer? Or, I know you're awake, answer me. But the last one freaked me out. It was a picture of my house, taken from across the street with the caption, answer me now. I was so stupid, so I didn't screenshot the pictures, but I did block him. I didn't hear anything for a few days, but then I got another alert that someone else added me. It was the same username as before, but with a 1 after it. Then I got sent multiple snaps. I didn't open any of them because I was in class. 4 hours later, I checked my Snapchat. All the messages he sent me were pictures of me. Some were during lunch, and some were of me when I was walking home from school. Again, I blocked the user, and I didn't get any screenshots. Again, last night, I got a snap of my window. Again taken from across the street, and from the same user. But this time with a 2 after it. I told my dad and he freaked out and called the police. When they arrived, I told them everything, but they couldn't do anything since I didn't get any screenshots. I don't know what to do. Update 1. I deleted Snapchat, but he has found me on other social medias. I've blocked him on everything, and I'm thinking about deleting everything. Update 2. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna delete everything, and this will be the last update you'll get. So, to preface, I'm in my junior year of high school, and I'm 18 because I was held back in the 3rd grade. So, this story starts off 4 years ago, when I was in the 8th grade. The app Snapchat was exploding. Everyone's getting the app, and if you didn't have it, people would usually question you on why. For those of you who do not know what Snapchat is, it is a social media platform where you do not have any profile picture, instead a little avatar thing called a Bitmoji, where it's just some cartoon image of the character you set up. There is also no posting pictures or anything. There's this thing called stories, where you can put something up on your story for 24 hours, then it disappears, and everyone who has you added can see it, unless you put it on where anyone can see it. And finally, you have the Snap or Chat feature. Snap means you take a picture that moment and send it to someone. Chat is basically just texting like any other social media, but it goes away in 24 hours unless you save it. Anyways, on to the story. One day I was hanging out with my 2 buddies. We will call Andrew and Tom. We were behind a grocery store. Tom was smoking a cigarette and was taking snaps of himself doing that to put on his story and look cool, I guess. Once he is done, he turns to me and asks me, hey, why don't you have Snapchat? Like, everyone has it nowadays. And I just sit there and begin to think to myself, why the hell do I not have it? I then tell him, I guess I will get it right now. And then they help me set up my account. The following few days I have a whole lot of fun with the app, sending random pictures of random things and drawing funny faces on it or something. I thought it was hilarious, and also untouchable. I would start to add random people off Quick Add and mess with them. Quick Add is just something you can add random people that they recommend to you. I really regret it now. Damn. I said some pretty harsh crap back in 8th grade to other people. Then it becomes summer and the same thing happens. I'm snapping all day. My snap score even got as high as 100,000. One day, I'm adding a lot of people off Quick Add, and when I see an account named IMU4, I add it and get ready to troll the person. Me. OMG. Are you really me? It takes an hour for he or she or whatever to respond, but it eventually does. Do you have any idea what I am? Me. I thought you were me, stupid. You're the kid that hangs out with Andrew. Me. Yes? Hey, wanna meet up? Me. Who are you? Are you Tom? Quit playing. I guess you have to see who I am. Do you know where Rock Park is? Rock Park is a park I lived right down the street from, but Tom also lived right by there, so I thought he was just pulling my leg. Yeah, what time you want me to be there? At 1 a.m. Well, it was past the time my parents usually let me out. It was 12:30 at the time and they were asleep and I was bored. Me, okay, see you there, 1 a.m. I'm walking up to the park and it is a tiny park. It has a dirty floor, kind of big playground, a swing set, a bathroom, and a bench right underneath a street light. I snapped the account saying that I'm at the park and wanted me to go to, and then I hear something fall in the bathroom, something pretty loud, and then I get an all black snap telling me to go inside the bathroom. That's when I get freaked out. This is really fishy, so I decide to run home. Anyways, when I get home, my parents found out I snuck out and grounded me for a whole month and took my phone. When I got ungrounded, I called my friend Tom and asked him if it was him or Andrew. He said he didn't do it, and Andrew was out of town that week. I also went into the bathroom that day. I now know what that loud crash was from the other night. Someone, or more than one person, took all the doors off the bathroom for some reason. I know it was not exactly scary, but the situation was really fishy, and I'm glad I got out. I didn't stay to see what would happen next.